everybody. It's just gone 9 o'clock and we are going to start our meeting today. Just would like to ask if we can begin with a brief moment of silence. Thank you very much. Welcome, colleagues. Today we are going to be deliberating on vote 9, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, in terms of the schedule to the Western Cape Appropriation Bill. As we all are aware, this will be the second time that we are doing this, and we are also aware that the budget itself hasn't materially changed since the previous tabling and this tabling. But in terms of due process, we are still obligated to retable this to the committee for consideration. So before we start, just some basic rules again. Please make sure that your camera and your microphone are off when you are not speaking. When you are speaking, it's preferable that you put your camera on. Obviously, if you have an area with low bandwidth or you are unable to make use of your camera at that particular time, that is obviously understandable. Just a reminder as well that in terms of these deliberations, a minority party may express a minority view in the report in terms of Standing Rule 90. And the interpretation and the spirit and intent of Standing Rule 90 should be considered when a minority party presents a minority view for inclusion in the committee's report. The view should be expressive of a belief, opinion, or an idea of the matter the committee is seized with. If such is not availed as part of the minority view being expressed, it can't be expected that a non-substantial view or non-committal view be included in the committee report as a minority view. For example, reserving a view for expression in the House or abstaining is not necessarily regarded as a minority view. So that's just in terms of clarity. So first and foremost, if we can just have all the members present introduce themselves, and whoever would like to go first, I will then welcome the acting minister and take the apologies. So members of the committee who are present, please begin by introducing yourselves.
Good morning, Chairperson. It's Derek Wessels here, and I'm a member of the committee. Thanks.
Morning, Chairperson. My name is Noko Masipa. I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairperson. I'm Peter Johnson. I'm a member of this committee.
Good morning, Chair. Noel Constable, and I'm a member of this committee.
Thank you. Colleagues, just to check, there's nobody else present who hasn't mentioned their name yet. We have received one apology from member Grant Murray of the Freedom Front Plus. Are there any other apologies received, Mr. Kutsia, between our last conversation and now?
Morning, Chairperson. No other apologies were received from any other members, Chair.
All right, so other members who are not present will then be marked as absent. I'd like to then welcome Minister Henri Murray, who is acting for Minister Bredell, who has had to submit an apology for today's meeting. Minister Murray, you are most welcome to our committee, and it's wonderful to have you attending today as a guest and acting for Minister Bredell. What I will do, I think without any further ado, is just briefly introduce the members of the officialdom who are present today, and then I'll hand over to you, Minister Murray, to introduce the brief presentation, and then we will vote on pages 385 to 441, or not necessarily vote, just express the viewpoints, so to speak. So in terms of those present, we have Mr. Gerber, the head of department, Mr. Gafoor, the director of strategic and operational support, Mr. Fritz, the director of finance. They're from the Department of Environmental Affairs and Development Planning. And then from our entity Cape Nature, we have Dr. Naidu, who is the CEO, and Mr. Bayat, who is the Chief Financial Officer. Minister Maria, I'm going to hand over to you to then take us into that brief presentation, after which we will consider the vote 9.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to say a few words of introduction before we start this budget discussion of the Department of Environmental Affairs and Development Planning and Cape Nature. Minister Bradell, as you've said, is currently in Germany at the Hamburg Sustainability Conference, and he is presenting a Western Cape government perspective on food security and water management within the context of climate change. He tendered his apologies for not being able to join the session and asked me to act on his behalf. The South African budget process delivered us with a number of curveballs this year, but government work must continue. And thank you to everyone on this standing committee for this professional manner in which you have engaged during this, excuse me, this sometimes confusing time. And thank you, HOD Gerber, Dr. Ashley Naidu, and your respective senior management teams, who together with all dedicated officials have gone to great lengths to find ways to support the overarching provincial strategies within the limits of the budget we will now discuss. I now hand over to HOD Gerber and CEO Dr. Naidu to take us through the revised budget for 2025-2026. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson. Morning, Chairperson. Morning, Minister. Morning to all the members and the officials. As Premier, as the Minister touched on, because of the retabling and adoption of the national budget and the retabling of the provincial budget, we retabling our provincial our strategic plan and our annual performance plan. We confirm that we, although we've updated the date in the document in terms of the tabling, and we are signing a new document and number, we have not made any other changes to our 5-year strategic plan and our APP. So we retabling the same strategic plan and APP as was tabled before, and therefore I'm also not going into the detail as previously presented. That information document that would be presented in the past that provides the overview is still the same. The detail still applies. So it is the same strategic plan and the APP that we're tabling. There is a statement that we've included, which simply just explains the fact that we're having to retable because of the budget process in the country, and that is the only addition, the only change that we've made. So with those few words, Chairperson, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gerber, and I think that really does cover us. There is no point rehashing everything we've already gone over previously if there are no material changes. So I would then put it to the committee that we consider sorry, just give me 1 second. That we consider pages 385 to 441 in terms of the appropriation. Oh, sorry, I think Dr. Naidu, I don't know if there's anything that you would like to add. I suppose we should give you an opportunity if there's anything you want to add as well.
Thank you, Chair. Following from, and good morning to Acting Minister, yourself, Chair, and honourable members. Nothing to add to HOD Gerber. Our facts and figures and plans remain unchanged, and we resubmit according to the process. Thank you, Chair. Okay,
fantastic. All right, so I'll put it to the committee then, pages 385 to 441, in terms of vote 9. And I will then put it to the committee that this be supported. Are there any objections to that? Is there any party that is wishing to express a minority view in terms of support for this vote, vote 9. I see no hands. All right, then in terms of that, the recommendation from the committee is unanimous support. And that will then bring us to the conclusion of the meeting. Thank you to all members who were present and the acting minister. We will reconvene later for the local government vote. Between now and then, my colleague Honourable Masipa will take the floor for the agriculture vote later. But I will then, in terms of the resolutions, the resolution would be that the committee is in support of vote 9.
Sure.
Yes, sorry, sorry, just hang on, Member Masipa. Just hang on, Member Masipa. You've got your hand up.
Yes, Chair. I think just quickly for procedural purposes, we can just read the report in for record purposes, Chair. I will flight it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, got the wrong one now.
Okay, I think I've got it here. So,
oh, you got it here, Chair, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the draft report would be that the Standing Committee on Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning on vote 9, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, in the schedule of the Western Cape Appropriation Bill 2025 B4-2025, dated 4th of June 2025, as follows. The Standing Committee on Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, having considered the subject of vote 9, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, in the schedule to the Western Cape Appropriation Bill 2025 B4-2025, referred to it in accordance with Standing Rule 188, reports that it supports the vote. Are we comfortable with that as the resolution? Thank you. Mr. Kutsia, procedurally, is there anything else that I'm missing?
No, Chairperson, we are good. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Member Masipa, you were raising something. Were you just pointing out to me that Mr. Kutsia had his hand up? Member Masipa, I think we've lost you. There we are. Okay, brilliant. All right. Thank you, everybody, for attending the meeting.
Mr. Kutzia's hand was up.
Sorry?
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. All right.
I did say that I was just pointing that Mr. Kutzia's